I love tax time. All of these kids who are bitching about how the rich don't pay their fair share of taxes are about to get real fucking quiet when the government asks about their OnlyFans accounts. Remember, kids, OnlyFans may be based in England, but in order to operate in the U.S., it's required to report who they paid. This is gonna be awesome. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 2 of the PeterPod Network. We present to you the 2022 New Hampshire Whore Award! What about the kids in the back? It's the 2002 again, New Hampshire Whore Awards. All right, I don't know what that was. Hey guys, welcome to the second annual New Hampshire Whore Awards, coming to you sort of live from one of the many tent cities in New Hampshire. It may smell like shit and mental illness. That's only because both are spread all over the sidewalks. I am your host, PeterPod. Behind me is the ever-elusive Will in the back, whose balls apparently still haven't dropped, or otherwise, he'd be helping me co-host this damn thing. And before we get too far into tonight's award ceremony, I would like to remind everyone that these are just jokes. Don't get me wrong, tonight's award winners are all giant pieces of shit who did exactly what we said they did. But if you listen to last year's award show, then you know that we don't pull punches. So seriously, if the jokes go too far, that was the point. Fuck off. Funny enough, we had my mom try out a disclaimer after hearing it, and, well, she tried.
Warning, the PeterPod Network advises parental discretion. In fact, the PeterPod Network should not be heard by anyone. But our sponsors say if that many of you were willing to eat Tide Pods and thought Wakanda Forever was a good movie, then you're probably going to listen anyway. Please remember, these are just jokes. So sit down, Karen.
Lord, she sounds like she's reading it at gunpoint. Well, anyways, if you are one of tonight's award winners, we do have a disclaimer. To those we may discuss, just deal with it. Chances are you probably did something fucked up, or you are fucked up, and we ain't the only ones talking about it. So just take a breather, relax, and realize you are, in fact, a giant piece of shit. All right, with that aside, we do plan on having a fantastic show for you tonight as we bring you the 2022 New Hampshire Whore Awards. And Will in the back and I would like to give a special thank you to the folks who came to the review party at Dave & Buster's in Manchester back in January. Funny enough, it was the same day that Buster decided he didn't want to play any more games. For those of you who didn't get the joke, Google Buster from Dave & Buster's and then send your hate mail to thepeterpodnetwork@gmail.com. To check out everything else PeterPod has made so far, check out the archives at PeterPodNetwork.com, as well as YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, Samsung, and more. And if you'd like to give your thoughts on this year's Horror Award winners, give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep the only award show for New Hampshire's shittiest people going. All right, everybody, we are ready for tonight's first award category, and that is New Hampshire's shittiest parent. And tonight's first award actually goes out to the only two-time winner in the history of the Horror Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you last year's winner in the category of Internet Personality. Some call her the butt slut. The IRS calls her a possible tax cheat. If you are one of those creepy old men who like to pay to masturbate to what can only be described as melting hippos because you're too stupid to just use Google, you may know her as Minnie Ryder, but we here at the New Hampshire Horror Awards know her as the newest winner in the category of shittiest parent. That's right, tonight's first winner is none other than the cunt with a gun, the sultan of smelly vaginas, the queen of clinical denial, and of course, the woman who just had to move back in with her husband because all her other boyfriends found out about each other. You're welcome, by the way. May we present to you the winner of the Horror Award for being New Hampshire's shittiest parent, our very own mascot, the dumbest target that has ever existed, Melissa Cody.
Melissa Cody, aka the Butt Slut, could not be in attendance tonight due to a previously scheduled opportunity to be an even bigger cunt. Accepting the award for shittiest New Hampshire parent on her behalf is no one. Because, really, how do you defend that shit?
But as it happens, we do have a letter written for her acceptance speech by one of the fans of the PeterPod Network who attended the review party earlier this year. Thank you again, Sarah from Hillsborough. Hello. Thank you for voting for me, Melissa Cody, as the shittiest New Hampshire parent for 2022. Even though I had won last year as well for being a complete whore and using one man to cheat on a second man while married to a third man the entire time. And then denying it even though all the evidence was on the internet because I, Melissa Cody, like a moron, didn't think that when you accuse someone of being abusive, just to cover up the fact that you used them to cheat on somebody else, then they may show you, meaning me, and everyone else in New Hampshire, meaning you, why you shouldn't have done that. And while that was one of the biggest piece of shit things I could do as a human being, I am so happy that I could top it this year and win for being New Hampshire's shittiest parent. It takes a lot of hard work to make sure my daughter will never know her real father for no other reason than I cheated to make her. But since I wasn't sure that that would be enough to win the award this year, I went one step further and made sure that the man I cheated on to have that child is also forced to raise it alone for a few years until I have to come back, because now everybody knows what I did to win the Whore Award last year. It wasn't easy, but now that I've secured my future as a truck stop hooker by tattooing butt slut on my ass, which I actually did for some dumbass reason, I'm pretty sure that I will win another award next year. And right you are, butt slut. And now a word from our sponsor. Do you miss those good old days when you knew that when you got home after a long, hard day of work, you could sit back with a nice cold beverage and you didn't have to worry if your son would come to the dinner table wearing a dress? Remember when your wife just shut the fuck up when you told her to? Hi, you may know me. My name is Jeff McConaughey, and I'd like to talk to you about Drunken Advantage malt liquor. Now, my stepbrother Matthew warned me last time I spoke to you good folks about the beauty and majesty of Drunken Advantage malt liquor, because I say things like, who else misses the days when the kitchen was only for women and immigrants? Crafted only from the finest parts of roadkill raccoons and brewed by our master brewers who give you their promise that this time they will clean out those toilets before they use them to create that signature turpentine taste that we all have come to know as Drunken Advantage malt liquor. So if you miss those days when you knew who your child's father was, or remember a time when body positivity meant not using your 4 chins to eat enough donuts to fill your 4 stomachs, then what you need is Drunken Advantage malt liquor. When you want to speak your mind, what you need, a Drunken Advantage. Drunken Advantage malt liquor is not FDA approved, which means don't drink it. We make this shit with a boat or a bucket, some surgical tubing, and a toilet. Unless you are able to digest kerosene, do not ingest. Haha, now you can't sue us. All right, everybody, welcome back to the 2022 New Hampshire Whore Awards. Our next award tonight is going out to the ladies. Mostly because she's your fucking problem now. The winner for the 2022 New Hampshire Whore Award in politics is none other than Stacey Marie Lawton. That's right, New Hampshire's first transgender state representative. But fear not, all you PC huff and vape heads. She didn't win it for who she is. Nope, she won it for what she did. And I don't mean having her dick take an early retirement. No, folks, as it turns out, Miss Lawton should never have won the seat to begin with due to that pesky conviction for felony identity fraud in, falsifying evidence. And that still isn't what she won the award for tonight. Now, this year's 2022 New Hampshire Whore Award goes to Stacey Marie Lawton, the only politician in the entire fucking country to call in a bomb threat to a hospital. God, I love politics.
Former state representative Stacey Marie Lawton could not be in attendance tonight due to the fact that she called in a fucking bomb threat to a hospital like a goddamn member of ISIS, and everyone is terrified to have that crazy bitch in the building. Accepting the award tonight on her behalf is none other than Tito, one of the many voices in her batshit crazy head.
That bitch is crazy, Holmes. Every day in the state of New Hampshire, the call goes out for hundreds of charitable causes to support and help those in need. But one cause is yet to attain a defender. One cause is yet to be brought to the forefront and allowed to bring its awareness to the masses. Ladies and gentlemen, each year thousands of people across New Hampshire are suffering from the one disease that science has yet to even tackle. And written on their faces, nay, written on their hearts, is a call for help. So won't you please join us tonight as we bring to you a performance that brings their message into a long-awaited spotlight. Ladies and gentlemen, please, don't be a dick. Okay, boys. A 1, a 2, a 3. Ladies and gentlemen, may we present to you the Count from 2nd Street, Andy Dick, D. Snyder, Pavarotti, Cheech Marin, and the Mexican All-Stars, the Shriveled Up Corpse of Queen Elizabeth II, and of course, the PeterPod Chorus. You have a choice. You can keep being a tool, or we can watch this movie together. Get off the phone. We're in a theater. You can bitch about the plot when it's over. You have a choice to make. Now you're gonna be a dick for your whole life. Why don't you try to read the room and smoke some weed? Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. If you can't help yourself, maybe try a taco. You have a choice to make. Keep your opinions to yourself. And realize that all you need is to smoke some weed. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. If you can't help yourself, maybe try a taco. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. If you can't help yourself, maybe try a taco. You have a choice to make. Choose wrong and I'll kill you myself. So put your shirt back on and we'll smoke some weed. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. And if you can't help yourself, maybe try a taco. Mama talking to me, try to tell me how to live. I don't listen to it because my head is like a sieve. Whoa, Cheech, song's over, dude. Song's over. Hey, everybody. If you or someone you know or love is suffering from being a dick, our thoughts are with you during this difficult and troubling time. Our third award tonight holds a special place in many hearts throughout New Hampshire. Takes a real scumbag to follow in the footsteps of our next winner, and, well, that's why we're talking about him. Ladies and gentlemen, and all the boys in Cell Block D, get ready to welcome your new roommate and our newest winner of the 2022 New Hampshire Whore Award for Sketchiest Crime, Captain Elder Abuse himself, Elvis Guzman. Among the nominees we had to choose from were rapists, murderers, and, for obvious reasons, a car salesman. When we read up on Elvis Guzman's wild month or so of scamming at least 10 elderly people by telling them that their grandkids were in jail, they needed to come up with a combined $119,000 to get them out. He was dumb enough to plan it, stupid enough to do it. We're assuming fetal alcohol syndrome afflicted enough to think that no one's going to try to call him back by calling the real cops. All that and more the reason why Elvis Guzman is this year's New Hampshire Whore Award winner for Sketchiest Crime.
Elvis Guzman will not be in attendance for the next 5 to 10 years due to a previous commitment with the New Hampshire Department of Corrections. But please know that Elvis sends his warmest regards and asks that you please stop sending his cellmate photoshopped pictures of Elvis eating popsicles.
The Whore Awards were able to contact one of Elvis Guzman's victims, though, who wanted to share his thoughts on tonight's award winner.
Who are you people? Where am I?
Sir, we're at the award show. You were going to talk about the man who took all your money?
The man who what? Did you take all my money?
Whoa, no.
That was going to go to my grandkids.
Sir, we're not taking your money.
Why did you take all my money?
We're not taking your money, sir, I promise.
You can't do this to people. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I won't kick your ass, young man.
No one's trying to take your money, sir.
We had guys like you in the war. Not that pussy war in the jungle. I mean the big war where we were allowed to put the blacks up front.
Oh, geez,
when we catch them stealing, we dress them up like the prettiest woman we could think of, and then we'd all take a turn.
This is going, sir.
No, it was safe.
Sir, maybe we should step down.
It was a trick I learned from your grandmother.
Sir, come with me.
Now that woman had balls.
Oh, God. Hello, it's me again, Jeff McConaughey, and I wanted to once again speak to you about Drunken Advantage Malt Liquor. You ever have those days where the boss is getting on you about this or that? Well, the kids just won't stop asking the dumbest fucking questions. These are the times where you need a Drunken Advantage. Drunken Advantage Malt Liquor may not be part of a balanced breakfast, but it sure does help you in those times when you need to decide if someone needs to get punched in their stupid 8-year-old face. For those times when the wife wants to talk about the kids, for those times when the kids want to talk about anything, you need the Drunken Advantage. A secret mountain family recipe passed down for generations and is still crafted the same way our fathers did, with child labor. Drunken Advantage malt liquor is more than your average high-quality prison toilet beverage. It can also remove the aluminum paint off a jet and can make any high school after-prom party a gathering of friends that the EMTs will never forget. So if you spend your days working a job you hate and are married to a woman you'd like to see fed to a wood chipper, it sounds like you need a Drunken Advantage. Drunken Advantage malt liquor. Proud sponsor getting that bitch to shut the fuck up. Drunken Advantage malt liquor is intended for industrial use only and is not intended for humans, pets, livestock, or poisoning your ex-wife. If ingested, say your goodbyes now. You don't have long. Drunken Advantage malt liquor may or may not be sleeping with your daughter. All right, folks, we are getting near the end now, and as always with these things, there is so much more. Our fourth Whore Award tonight is for a category that all of us in New Hampshire have become familiar with over the last 5 to 10 years, and that is the Whore Award for none other than New Hampshire's most assholic homeless person / panhandler. And for those of you that are offended and trauma-induced, fuck off. You had to have known that all these assholes are going to be put on blast at some point, and your expressive shock is really starting to look like pathetic virtue signaling. Especially in the case of 2022 New Hampshire Whore Award winner for Shittiest homeless person / panhandler, who is the homeless man with no actual plan, the reason why Chevy Chase said lock him up, the vagabond who's actually in need of an actual bond, the bum who will beat the shit out of you to get some, the most stereotypical target audience imaginable for the Klan. And just because we had to, the derelict is proven, yeah, he's a dick. That's right, we're talking about Evan Post. Some of you may remember Evan Post from not one, not two, but an astonishing shitload of news reports and articles from the last few years. He's been one of the only special people that drug dealers, news organizations, and modern therapy all seem to benefit from. And that's a rare hat trick for you sports fans out there. In one of them, he pretended to be clinically insane to avoid charges in a heroin bust, according to at least one chief medical examiner. He's also tallied up an oxycodone arrest, and in another, he drove himself into a vehicle while driving on a fucking bicycle. And I'm assuming high on God knows what, for God knows what reason. Plus a host of other criminal charges and convictions. So, Evan Post, we just want to say to you, we got a lot of submissions for this category, and please allow us to say, after a simple Google search, you, sir, are definitely the winner of the 2022 New Hampshire Whore Award for Shittiest homeless person / panhandler. Congrats.
Evan Post cannot be here tonight to receive his award because the guy's fucking homeless. Where the hell do you expect us to send an invitation? Besides, the guy likes to go full matador and ram his shit into moving vehicles. Our insurance won't cover that.
Attempts were made to contact Evan Post for tonight's awards ceremony, but after 2 hours of wading through heroin needles, burnt spoons, actual human shit, and some guy named Action Johnny who assured me he is a real doctor and offered me a free prostate exam, we said fuck that and then ran the mile in about 10 seconds. All right, everybody, we are getting to the end of tonight's Whore Awards, but we do save the best for last. That's right, we got a special one. No! We have an honorary award presented to the biggest whore on the planet. And for the last year, there's really only been one person who consistently demonstrated everything it takes to exemplify the meaning behind this award. So, ladies and gentlemen, may we present to you the winner of the 2022 Honorary Whore Award, the original horse fucker himself, Russia's favorite alcoholic, the Rusky who likes his men husky, the only European who sexually is best described as equestrian, the bane of Ukraine, and of course, just because we had to, proof that even a mongoloid can go on to be an 80s movie supervillain. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this year's Honorary Whore Award goes to Vladimir Putin.
This horsefucker could not be in attendance tonight as he is currently involved in yet another humanitarian crisis of his own making. Well, that and the fact that he smells like rotten potatoes and cheap vodka. His award will be lubed up real nice, turned sideways, and then shoved straight up his candy ass as our forefathers previously decreed.
Serious attempts were made to have the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, attend tonight's Whore Award ceremonies. Unfortunately, there was one thing we didn't think of. None of us speak Russian, and no one can read the emails we got back. For all we know, he's sitting at a bus station somewhere waiting on his ride. All right, everybody, that is it for the 2022 New Hampshire Whore Awards. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and just as a general warning, we've been writing since the first day of the break. We have a shitload of fun to bring you this season. So stay tuned for the bits, the shits, and already some fucked up music. It's only going to get worse from here, in a good way, I promise. So check out the archives at PeterPodNetwork.com, and also check us out and give us a subscribe or follow on YouTube, Facebook, Amazon, Spotify, Twitter, and so much more. Let us know how you like the 2022 New Hampshire Whore Awards by writing to our email, thepeterpodnetwork@gmail.com. Remember to include that THE, otherwise, you ain't speaking to me. And with that, I am Peter Pod, he's Will in the back, and our mascot, Melissa Cody, aka Minnie Ryder, aka the Butt Slut, should expect the punishment she deserves, as Season 2 is ready to fuck some shit up. So stay tuned, and good luck. Oh, and we got a new outro that should make you smile. Enjoy.
Here we are with what you want, even if you don't. I've already had too much to drink, and I might be a little stoned. They're ready to be stupefied by a story about your mom. And maybe you'll realize that we just don't give a fuck. Just trying to have some fun. Just trying to have some